Today is your day. Today is the day that you get louder than you ever could have imagined. Not because you're screaming, but because you are stepping up and you're joining something that is going to make all the difference in everything you do for the rest of forever. Hi, my name's Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 39 books and counting. I've had the gloriously wonderful privilege of working with nearly 5,000 people, helping them everywhere in the process, from writing to publishing, marketing their books to bestseller, everything that goes beyond that. We've been a marketing company for 40 years, and what we specialize in is your clarity. But here's and this might even be a harsh reality for you. I'm so excited about it that I almost don't care if it's harsh. Okay. I do care, but clarity doesn't come until you move. Clarity won't happen until you're in motion. Clarity is not something that is just going to jump in and somehow make something out of something you're not doing. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. Clarity comes from doing. You can only move a car when the engine's on and when the wheels are already moving. You can only turn it. Okay, you've got to put gas in the tank. You've got to do the things. But ultimately, in order to get from point A to point B, you've got to move. Okay, and I can't say this enough. Today is your day. Period. No questions, no, what ifs, no what abouts, none of that kind of stuff. Today is the day where you're going to do the thing. All right? You're not going to think about it. You're not going to be maybe. You're not going to do all of those kind of things. You are going to do the thing today because today is the day. Have I been specific about that yet? Have I been clear enough that you get an idea that I'm saying today is your day? Do you get it? Do you understand? Do you believe me? And are you ready to take action? Action, okay? Action is what gets things done. It's not about thinking about it. It's not about hoping, wanting, wishing, praying. It's about doing it. And today is the day you're going to get loud. And you're going to get loud because of the fact that you are going to do the thing, okay? I have a buddy of mine whose whole company is called Do the Damn Thing. And I absolutely believe that, because here's the deal. And I'm just being raw and real with you here today, and I appreciate you. So don't in any way think that I'm coming down on you or anything like that, because I'm not. That's not my intention at all. I just simply want to see you do amazingly cool, incredible kind of things that you can't even imagine, and you won't be able to imagine until you take a step, until you do the first thing. And that, in this particular case, is very specific. And you heard me confess that sometimes I don't do call to actions and sales pitches. Sometimes I just want to come on here and I want to massively up-level you. I want to powerfully encourage, support, and bring you to a place that is beyond anything you can ever imagine. And I feel that more today than I do just about any day. Okay, and I'm even going to tell you why here in a minute. But the first thing you need to do, visibilityamplifier.com. If you are not a part of the community, you need to go right now, okay? And if you're listening on a replay, then on the replay, the minute you hear this, visibilityamplifier.com, okay? If you're on Facebook, it's Visibility Amplifier. That's the name of the community, okay? The Visibility Amplifier Community. Visibility Amplifier Community is the official full name of the thing. And if you are, you got to do it. It needs to be right now. I am literally, as I say this, going in and approving however many people that is. 3 people that have requested to join, you are now actively members of the Visibility Amplifier community. And I want there to be more people that are coming in. Share this with a friend. Get a hold of your best buddy, your neighbor, your enemy, whomever it might be, and tell them, hey, you know what you need to do? You need to go join Visibility Amplifier. You need to go to visibilityamplifier.com. That's going to take you to the Facebook group. You're going to fill out the form, and somewhere between 2 minutes and a couple of days, just depending on whether Steve remembers to go back and approve you. I've got some admins that I'm working on that are supposed to be doing that, but the one person lives in Nepal and they had a huge civil war just now. Stuff happens. Okay, so I apologize if I've been behind on that, but I want you to know, I want you. We need you. It's there for you. Visibilityamplifier.com. Go join now, okay? We're not just going to stop at a pitch, okay? That isn't the end of the thing. That's the beginning. And I'll probably bring it up a couple more times, because here's the thing. Today is the day that you are going to get loud, okay? And that doesn't mean, and I'm a little bit animated and loud in my vocal tonality. And I have a voice coach that I've worked with a couple of times. It's been a guest on the radio show. And he tells me that when I do this and I get out of that kind of smooth, mellow point, that I'm actually doing not bad things, but a little bit of minor damage to my voice. And that's really not what I should do. But I am just jazzed. I'm pumped today. Okay, now I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you the story. I was just in a meeting. For those of you who don't know, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I joined a group. And that group, meets right at 11 o'clock Central Time. And it typically ends up going a little more than the hour. I mean, today we went about an hour and 25 minutes. And then, I zip to the bathroom real quick. I change out of the t-shirt that I'm wearing into a collared shirt. Some days I don't. And I come on for you. All right. And then I've got to enter the information into StreamYard so that I can go live to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube simultaneously. And then I'll repurpose that. And my crew that is getting back on track now are going to grab this, and they're going to make a bunch of shorts and memes and stuff like that. And if they're not available today, I'm probably going to turn this into one, because you need this. You need it right now. Okay, right now is your day to get loud. Right now, today is the day. There isn't a tomorrow. There is no longer a yesterday. It's gone. Okay, you cannot affect, impact, change, do anything about yesterday. You may have been the most amazingly incredible individual in the world, or you may have been a complete, worthless, absolute terror of a loser yesterday. Doesn't matter. Harsh, I know, right? But it's gone. You can't change it. It's in the books. It's done. Okay? And here's the thing. You can be the best you that you can do today, and you can impact tomorrow. Okay? But you can't live tomorrow. In spite of, the song from Secret of My Success, I'm living 25 hours a day. You can only live the 24 hours that are today. You can stay up for all of them, and I can guarantee you that you do that for more than a couple of days, you're going to crash and burn. Okay, so you do have time when you need to eat, you need to exercise, you need to eat, you need to get the sleep that you need. You need to spend time with the people that you love. You need to have a balanced life. Okay, so you can't spend all 24 hours of today. So what are you left with? You're left with right now. Do this thing now. Don't put it off. Okay, if you've got, and I'm okay, join visibilityamplifiercommunity.com. Go to visibilityamplifier.com rather. Join our Visibility Amplifier community. And then after you hit your join button, go do what I'm telling you to do right now. I don't care. All right. I mean, I do. I love having you here with me, but I'm okay with you being so active, so action oriented today that you're like, I blocked off, because I know Steve's going to go for like 30 minutes, and I know that he's going to have way too many words, and he's saying 30 minutes. So he'll probably going to go 45, because when he says he goes 20, he's going to go about 35. So, we know Steve's going to go longer than that. Right. And he's jazzed today. So the time is going to zip by, and then he's going to look at the clock and be like, wow, man, we've been talking forever. All right. It's just the way it's going to be. So if you need to hop off, that's fine. Go do this now. Pick up your phone and just simply say, hi, my name is, and today I want to talk to you about, and start talking. Nothing happens until you do something. Nothing into nothing equals nothing. The car's not going to move until you put it in drive and you start moving. And you're not going to turn down the right road or find the right path or any of those kind of things until you start moving. And you got to get it. You got to get it. You got to start moving. And you need to do it now. I can't promise you an hour from now is going to exist in the world. I don't know, okay? I'm not in charge of that. I'm glad I'm not in charge of that. I have a whole lot of belief that we will still be here in an hour, but I'm not going to put off going live to you right now and giving you all of my strength and all of my energy and all of my craziness that I feel right now. I'm not going to put any of that off for an hour from now, for the whatever, for then. Now is the time. Now. Do it. Visibilityamplifier.com. Go request to join. I'm going to actually flip over right now and see. I doubt that live we've had many changes in the last 5 minutes since I just added the people, but just in case we have, I checked that again, and I will check it a couple of times today, and I'm going to get somebody that's going to actively be in it, and then I'm going to have somebody, myself or somebody else, that's going to come and do a massive welcome to all of you. I appreciate you so much. But what you're going to then do, whether you record it and then put the video of it into the group, or if you can record it in the group or whatever, you're going to pick up your phone and you're going to go into the group and you're going to say the thing. Now, I would prefer, you do it on your public profile in Facebook, or your public profile on LinkedIn, or on your personal profile in Instagram or TikTok, Twitter, something like that. I would prefer that you put it out there wide to the world and say, hi, my name is, today let's talk about. Okay. Now I keep telling you, I'm going to tell you the story. What got me all jazzed up? I was just in this meeting, and I started, and then I got all excited again, right? I was in this meeting, and there's a guy that was in the meeting today that was really struggling, and I totally feel exactly where he's at, because I could let myself be in that space today. All right. I've spent the last little more than a year and a half now in cocoon mode. And really, I was actually expressing this yesterday to somebody via Messenger. Really, it's been the last 5 years. A little bit more than that, really, now. It's been more like the last 6 years. Okay? I was going along, running a company with my wife. Things were good, and and in fact, honestly, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, okay, we got approved for an $82,000, I think it was, total loan. All right. We got approved and moved into and negotiated a deal on this amazing house, Southern California, $800,000 house, that with the remodel plans that we had for it, it would easily, now it should be about a $1.2 to $1.5 million house. And that's if I don't do all the resort kind of things I was talking about. That's just if I just keep it as a standalone house. And that's if I don't add a second story onto it, which I've had some dreams of being. Okay, absolutely, totally. All right. And that was the place we were at. My wife was driving around we bought it used, but we bought it with like 3,000 miles on it. So it was basically new. Brand new Cadillac, top of the line, platinum edition, heads up display on the thing, so that you don't have to look down at the dashboard to see how fast you're going. It displays it on the windshield. Great stuff. I thought life was perfect. We're driving down the road and she says she's done. I won't get into all of it, the shattered crushness, but I was done, man. Shattered, laid out on the floor. That was Uh, that must have been the first week of April. Don't quote me on that, but the first week of April 2019. Okay. So 2025, that's 6.5 years. Gone, out. Okay. The company, and that was one of my first concerns is I'm like, all right, fine. You say you want to still be friends and still run a company together and all that kind of stuff. You just want to be separated and not married together. And I didn't see how I knew that wasn't going to happen. And over the course of the time, that absolutely became very, very true. Very, very, very true. All right. But yeah. And I've spent really, and I've been blessed in some ways to be able to help keep the people employed. I've told you the story before. I went through, COVID, and I kept 4 people employed during COVID, and I was on unemployment. Why? Because my accountant said to me, they're like, you're unemployed. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I work hard. And they're like, yeah, but you don't pay yourself. I'm like, well, yeah, there's that. They're like, you can submit this paperwork and you're legit eligible for pandemic unemployment. It was one of the few times when a self-employed person can get unemployment. And then that took like a year and a half. So I got one great big check, really. We made it through though. Okay. But I've been in that cocoon place. And you've heard the story. Back 3 or 4 months ago now. I just quit my business. I was done. I was tired of the struggle, tired of how rough it was. And I just quit. And I took one last ditch effort to see, is there some kind of pivot I can do? Am I totally off? Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And over the course of these last 3-4 months, whatever it's been, somebody can go back and check how many of them I've got, whatever. Okay. Over the course of that time, I made the commitment from that moment that I was going to go live every day. Just noon, in the noon hour Central Time, because I knew that times are going to flex and there were going to be things that people were going to run over. And, that was before I joined this group. And I committed to the group, even though I knew it was going to impinge on this. And I told everybody, okay, starting as of, I announced that a couple of days before. Been consistently doing it live. And some days, it's been, less than a minute that I've been like, hey, I just wanted to let you know. When I was at the event a couple weeks ago now, I did 4 or 5 little shorts. I went up on the stage. I showed a picture of the stage, went up on the stage and let everybody see a picture of what does it look and feel like to be on a big stage in a great big room. And there weren't the people in the room, but I wanted you to be able to envision yourself being in a room that can fit 500, 600, 700 people in it. And you being the one on stage. I've done all those kind of things. Okay. Because from that, what I can tell you is the clarity and the consistency of what is happening in my life comes because of that. Not because people are dropping giant checks on me. That's not happening yet. I see a lot of cool things. There's been a lot of really amazing things, even just this week, that are in discussions. And I could focus on, the letter that I just got in the mail about the bill that I forgot to pay that needs to get paid this week. I'll take care of it. God has a plan. I'm not worried about it. I could be focused on the fact that my phone is going nuts while we're on this thing. But I'm not in that space either, okay? I'm in the place of I'm going to show up here for you every day. I'm going to find my clarity, and I'm going to help you be clear too. And I'm going to invite you to come to visibilityamplifier.com. Join us. Get clear. And start doing the thing. That's a safe space. So if you need a practice ground, you need someplace that's safe to be able to say the thing, you can post it in there. If you need the help getting the clarity, because we all do, we can't read the label of the jar that we're inside of. I'm there for you, and I will absolutely help you get that clarity and be clear and get the realness that you really, truly, totally need. Absolutely. Because clarity is powerful. Being clear on what you're doing is absolutely mandatory. It's a must. And then with that, because clarity comes from action. Okay, yes, you need to bring me in and have me help you find that clarity. But the first step of that is not hire Steve and spend another 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 months researching clarity. First thing I'm going to suggest you to do if you want to find some clarity is I'm going to tell you, do the thing. That's a perfect segue back into our story. So, the guy was really struggling. And I really felt for him. And at first, what I said to him is, and the word that I heard was, what's in your hand? What can you do? Those of you that have listened to me over and over again, I'm constantly saying, maximizing while it's called today. Making the most out of this beautifully wonderful thing called today. And even more so, the amazingly cool thing called right now. What can you do right now? So I said, what's in your hand? What, of all the things you could do and all the things that you're working on and all that kind of, what is in your hand? Okay. I started there, and then he talked a little bit longer, and I was like, okay, here's what you're going to, can I just be specific and give you something specific to do? And he said, yes. And that was exactly what I told him to do. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details of it because there were some personal things in there that I'm not going to share his personal stuff. But it boiled down to exactly this. I'm going to share you the total platform, okay? If you need to spend 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 minutes aligning yourself to be in service versus in all of your stuff, then take the time to do that. Meditate, pray, read, whatever. Sometimes we need that. I totally get that, okay? And in his case, he definitely needed that, all right? But ultimately, the number one piece of that is pick up the phone and say, hi, my name is, and today I want to talk to you about, and talk. 5 seconds, 5 hours, talk the rest of the day. I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but you need to pick up the phone, go on Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, whatever it might be. You could use StreamYard like what I'm using right now, and you could go out to multiples of them simultaneously, whatever. You got to do it. You need to do it. You have to do it right now. Today is the day. If you want your voice to get louder, and because today is the day your voice is going to get louder, it's not about screaming and ranting and raving and yelling at the screen like what I'm doing and have been doing this whole time. It is about actually saying and doing the thing. You've been thinking about it. You've been talking about it. You've been planning it. You've been mapping out all these things, and you've got all kinds of cool AI tools that you put together, and you've gone through Molly Mahoney's 60 days worth of posts in 20 minutes. And, you've just taken all these cool courses, and you've got all these great programs on your computer, and you aren't simply doing the one thing of just simply opening your mouth and speaking. And don't get me wrong, I love people who consistently post. But let's be real. If your post is more than a meme, whatever that is, 2-3 lines that are 3 or 4 words each. So, 12 or 15 words max. If you're more than, now you can actually go all the way to 280 characters on X. It's been that way for a couple of years now, back when it was still Twitter. But, if it's more than those few words, people aren't going to read the whole thing. Not everybody. There are people that are definitely going to read all of it. And if you have a great hook at the beginning of it, you can and they're going to be like, ooh, if you started off your post with, let me tell you about the day that I died. Okay, a person's going to want to know about that. And then if you, kind of toy around with it. Okay, those are writing elements. And me, I've written 39 books. I work with authors all day long. So I love that kind of stuff. But nothing Nothing compares to you just simply putting your beautiful, bright, shiny, smiling face on camera and saying something, anything. Hi, I'm here. I have no idea what to talk about, but I am just going to say hi to you. I appreciate you. Hi, I'm here. And this is what I had for breakfast this morning. I mean, not real valuable, not real valuable, but visibility creates valuableness. You got to take the first step. You got to do the thing first. The clarity will come. Even if you're talking about your water bottle and the fact that you picked it up and you drank some water. You moved the car, you're in motion, and now you can direct it down the right road to do the thing. But until you get moving, till you go to visibilityamplifier.com, you join our group, until you go live and you start doing it, you are going absolutely nowhere. You're parked in your driveway. And it doesn't matter how much time you spend in a garage, you will never turn into a Cadillac. And no matter how much you dream and vision of all the great and wonderful and amazing things you're going to do, trust me, I know I'm a dreamer. I can totally do that. I could spend the rest of my forever imagining and dreaming things, not even writing the books on them, but just imagining those things. But until you do and say the thing, it's not going to happen. Nothing. Nothing into nothing equals nothing. Clarity comes from action. Action creates more clarity. Action creates motion. Motion makes momentum. And then we get to consistency. The more you do it consistently. We all know that there is a 6 o'clock news. We've had it forever. Yeah, we've got Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and blah, 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 and all the things you can watch your news. But in spite of all of the people that talked about 20 plus years ago now when Fox News came out, 20 plus years ago when CNN came out, all the people that said this will be the death knell of the evening news. We still have evening news shows on all of the ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox stations. The local regional television stations. Consistency. And they know you're going to expect for them to show up at 6 o'clock, and they show up at 6 o'clock. And they don't show up and go, hey, well, you know what? It was actually a pretty calm day and nothing bad happened. And because we're a news department, we don't know how to do stories on happy things. We can't talk to you about the cute little puppies that were born on this, down the road from us. So we're just going to do nothing the whole entire show. Here's 30 minutes of dead air. Here's all of our advertisers and all of their commercials. All those advertisers that are paying them money because they know that everybody comes to watch news, weather, sports on their whatever station. They know, and that's why they get the advertisers. Consistency. Clarity, they know what they are. News, weather, and sports. Consistency, every day, 6 o'clock. Why? Because that's what creates connection. Connection comes from showing up. You can have the greatest heart condition in the whole entire world and want to save everybody, but if you don't clearly, consistently show up, it's much ado about nothing. It's a bunch of BS, really. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. If you're speaking about the thing, then we can see the reflection of what your heart condition really is. And if you're not, we can see that too. Harsh, I know. But it's real. And I just want to come out and be real and raw with you. I've gone on for 30 minutes right now. And I really did think I was going to go for 45, but I'm not going to, because you don't need any more. You need to go to visibilityamplifier.com, join us, and you need to pick up your phone and go live right now. Do it. Don't think about it. Don't worry about what you're going to say. Just say something, do something nice for somebody else. Your brain can't be in service and in all of your negative emotions, worry, anger, all of those kind of things. So pick up the phone and do something kind and giving and powerful for somebody else. Do it right now. And thank you for having done it. I appreciate you. I hope I didn't come off too harsh and too crazy, but I do really appreciate you. And I know you needed for your voice to get louder than it ever has, because some of you, your voice is absolutely silent. So a whisper would be mind-blowing, earth-shatteringly loud. Whatever level you need to do it right now. I look forward to seeing you, visibilityamplifier.com. I'm here for you. We're going to show up with consistency. We will be here again tomorrow. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about your voice deserves to be amplified. Visibility amplifier. And we're going to talk to you about why you deserve that and why you're worth that. But in the meantime, I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And that you have an amazingly great week.